The Arabian Peninsula simmered in the heat, the sun scorched the land, and the air shimmered with intense heat waves. It was a harsh and unforgiving environment where survival was a daily challenge. This wasn't just the desert heat, it was a year that would be remembered for generations to come. A year that would change the course of history. This was the year known as the Year of the Elephant, a year marked by extraordinary events and profound significance. It was a time of tension and fear. The people of the Arabian Peninsula were on edge, uncertain of what the future held. Rumors and whispers filled the air and anxiety was palpable. A powerful king named Abraha ruled Yemen. He was a man of great ambition and determination, known for his grand visions and relentless pursuit of power. He was building a magnificent cathedral. This was no ordinary structure, it was a symbol of his power and a testament to his grand ambitions. Abraha wanted to make it a center of worship. He envisioned pilgrims from all corners of the land coming to his cathedral, elevating its status in his own. He wanted pilgrims to come from all over. He believed that by attracting worshippers, he could consolidate his power and influence, but there was a problem. Despite his grand plans, the people remained loyal to another sacred site. People still flocked to the Kaaba in Mecca. This ancient shrine held a special place in their hearts and minds. This ancient shrine was a sacred site. It was revered and respected, a place of deep spiritual significance. People saw it as a house of God. Abraha was furious. His ambition burned. He could not understand why people would choose the Kaaba over his magnificent cathedral. He wanted to be the most powerful ruler. He wanted his name to be remembered and his legacy to endure. He wanted his cathedral to be the most important. But the loyalty of the people to the Kaaba stood in his way, and he was determined to change that, no matter the cost. Abraha was a proud and ambitious king, known for his unyielding determination and grand visions. He ruled with an iron fist and had a deep desire to leave a lasting legacy. Abraha couldn't stand the thought of the Kaaba overshadowing his magnificent cathedral. His cathedral was a symbol of his power and devotion, a testament to his reign. He saw the Kaaba, the sacred site in Mecca, as a formidable rival. It drew pilgrims from all over, and this infuriated him. He wanted to crush it, to erase its significance. Abraha's ambition knew no bounds. He wanted to prove his power to the world. He decided to launch a bold and audacious attack on Mecca, a city revered by many. His plan was simple, yet ruthless. He would destroy the Kaaba, the heart of Mecca. By doing so, he believed that everyone would be forced to come to his cathedral instead. Abraha's name would be etched in history forever. To achieve his goal, he gathered a massive army, one that would strike fear into the hearts of his enemies. He summoned soldiers from every corner of his vast kingdom, warriors of different backgrounds and skills, all united under his command. He wanted to ensure that his attack was unstoppable. Abraha's strategy was not just about brute force. He wanted to instill fear and dread in the hearts of the Arabs. He had a secret weapon that would give him an edge in battle. This secret weapon was a huge elephant named Mahmud. Elephants were rare and terrifying in Arabia, and their presence on the battlefield was a psychological weapon. Abraha knew that Mahmud would make his army seem invincible. The sight of the massive beast, towering over the soldiers, would demoralize his enemies and boost the morale of his own troops. With meticulous planning and unwavering resolve, Abraha and his advisors crafted a strategy that they believed would lead them to victory. They studied the terrain, the defenses of Mecca, and the best routes for their advance. On the eve of the battle, Abraha addressed his army. He spoke of glory, of the honor that awaited them, and of the eternal legacy they would create. His words ignited a fire in the hearts of his soldiers. As dawn broke, Abraha's army began its march towards Mecca. The soldiers moved with a sense of purpose, driven by their king's ambition and the promise of greatness. The people of Mecca, unaware of the impending doom, went about their daily lives. Little did they know that a storm was approaching, one that would test their faith and resilience. As Abraha's army drew closer, the tension in Mecca grew. The city prepared for the inevitable clash, with its defenders ready to protect their sacred site at all costs. The stage was set for a monumental confrontation. Abraha's ambition had brought him to the brink of war, and the outcome would shape the course of history. The ground trembled under the weight of Abraha's army. The soldiers marched across the desert. The sun beat down on their armor. At the front of the army, Mahmud the elephant towered over everything. He was a mountain of muscle and tusks. His trunk swayed like a snake. People fled in terror. Word reached Mecca about the approaching army. Panic spread through the city. The people had heard stories about Abraha's cruelty. They knew he would show no mercy. They were outnumbered and outmatched. They had no way to fight back against such a force. The people of Mecca turned to their leader, Abdul Muttalib. He was the grandfather of the yet-to-be-born Prophet Muhammad. Abdul Muttalib was known for his wisdom and his faith in Allah. He listened to the people's fears. He knew they couldn't defeat Abraha's army in battle. He told them to gather their families and their belongings. "We must seek refuge in the mountains," he said. "We must put our trust in Allah." The people were afraid, but they trusted Abdul Muttalib. They did as he said. They left their homes and took shelter in the surrounding hills. They prayed for Allah's protection. Section 5. Abdul Muttalib's faith. Abdul Muttalib refused to leave the city. He went to the Kaaba. He prayed to Allah. He asked for protection. Abraha heard that Abdul Muttalib was still in Mecca. He sent a messenger. He wanted to meet this brave man. Abdul Muttalib went to meet Abraha. Abraha was surprised by Abdul Muttalib's calm demeanor. "Why aren't you afraid?" he asked. "Don't you know I can destroy your city?" Abdul Muttalib looked at Abraha. "This is the house of God," he said. "He will protect it." Abraha laughed. "We will see about that," he said. Section 6. Mahmud's defiance. Abraha ordered his men to prepare for the attack. He pointed to the Kaaba. "Destroy it," he commanded. The soldiers urged Mahmud forward. The giant elephant lumbered towards the Kaaba. The ground shook with each heavy step. But then something strange happened. Mahmud stopped. He refused to go any further. The soldiers beat him. They prodded him with spears, but Mahmud wouldn't budge. He trumpeted loudly. He seemed to be afraid. Abraha was furious. He couldn't understand why his mighty elephant wouldn't obey him. Section 7. The Ababil. Suddenly the sky darkened. A strange humming sound filled the air. People looked up. They gasped in wonder and terror. Flocks of birds filled the sky. They were unlike any birds anyone had ever seen before. They were small and swift. They had sharp beaks and claws. These were the Ababil sent by Allah. Each bird carried small stones in its beak and talons. The birds swooped down on Abraha's army. They pelted the soldiers with the stones. The stones burned like fire. The soldiers panicked. Section 8. A miraculous victory. The army scattered in chaos. The birds were relentless. They chased the fleeing soldiers. The air was filled with the cries of men and the beating of wings. Abraha watched in horror as his army was destroyed. He tried to flee, but he couldn't escape. A stone struck him. He fell from his elephant. The stones rained down on the fleeing army. The once mighty force was reduced to rubble. The birds disappeared as quickly as they had come. The sky cleared. The only sound was the wind whistling through the ruins. The Kaaba stood untouched. Section 9. The birth of a prophet. The year of the elephant became a turning point. The people of Mecca rejoiced. They thanked Allah for his protection. They knew they had witnessed a miracle. The story of the Ababil spread throughout Arabia. It became a legend. It was a reminder of Allah's power. Later that same year, a baby boy was born in Mecca. His name was Muhammad. He would grow up to be the final prophet of Islam. He would change the course of history. The year of Abraha's failed attack became known as the year of the elephant, the year of Muhammad's birth. Section 10. A legacy of faith. The story of the people of the elephant is a powerful reminder of the importance of faith. This story, deeply rooted in Islamic tradition, recounts the events when a mighty army led by a proud and arrogant leader sought to destroy the Kaaba in Mecca. They came with elephants, a symbol of their strength and power, intending to impose their will. It teaches us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, Allah is always with those who believe. The people of Mecca, though seemingly defenseless against such a formidable force, placed their trust in Allah. Their unwavering faith became their shield, and their prayers were answered in the most miraculous way. It shows us that pride and arrogance will always be defeated. The mighty army, despite its size and strength, was humbled by divine intervention. Birds, sent by Allah, pelted the invaders with stones, leading to their downfall. This event serves as a timeless lesson that no matter how powerful one might seem, arrogance and pride will always lead to defeat. And it reminds us that Allah's plan is always unfolding, even when we can't see it. The people of Mecca could not have foreseen the miraculous events that would save them, but their faith in Allah's wisdom and plan never wavered. This story encourages us to trust in the divine plan, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. The Kaaba still stands today, a testament to Allah's protection. This sacred site, which has been preserved through the ages, continues to be a symbol of faith and resilience. It stands as a reminder of the divine protection that has safeguarded it through countless challenges. Millions of Muslims visit it every year. They circumambulate the Kaaba, they pray to Allah. The pilgrimage, known as Hajj, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and a profound expression of faith. Pilgrims from all corners of the world gather here, united in their devotion and reverence. They remember the story of the people of the elephant. They remember the miracle. This story is passed down through generations, teaching young and old alike about the power of faith and the importance of humility. It is a story that continues to inspire and guide. They remember the power of faith. In every prayer, in every act of devotion, the legacy of faith lives on. It is a legacy that transcends time, reminding us of the enduring power of belief and the divine protection that comes with it. Kindly subscribe to this channel for more history.